Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial, I wanted to do another block that I designed. I wanted to come up with a cross inside of a granny square-ish block. So we do have somewhat of a cross, and then we've got a little bit of design on these corners. But I call this the cross in the granny square block. The block consists of 8 rounds. 6 of those rounds are a little complicated, but I work every single stitch in the round with you guys. Super easy once we get past that, and I give you, like I said, I work everything with you guys. So let's talk about what we have. So what I have is a block worked with 4 worsted weight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. And my block comes out at just a touch over 9 inches. I say 9 1/4 by 9 1/4, and then on the diagonal, 12 inches diagonally. So like I said, that's a 4 weight yarn with a 5mm hook. You can use whatever yarn you want and whatever hook you'd like. Obviously, working this same pattern, same yarn with a 6mm crochet hook comes out just a tad bit larger. So that is what I have here. And if I lay them on top of each other, you can see how that it comes out just a tad bit larger. That's my tension. Could be completely different with yours. And I do want to say, with each row, minus the last 2 rows, with each row, we do turn our work. However, you don't have to turn your work. The reason I choose to is because to keep this cross centered and squared within the square. So if you look at these are cluster stitches that we're going to work. If you look, do you see how this row right here kind of, like, you can especially see it right there. It kind of leans that way. And then if you look at this next row, you can kind of see how they lean this way. And then if you look at this row, you see how it leans this way. If we didn't turn for each row, what would happen is that the clusters would just continue leaning. I'm going in and out of focus, I'm sorry. The clusters would just continue leaning one direction, right? But with us turning, it goes this way, back this way, back this way. And then these last 2 rows, kind of go back and forth, and then we straighten out, and then we have that pretty square cross, which I mean squared as in even. Having said that, you do not have to turn with each square. It's totally, or with each round. It's totally up to you. Just keep in mind that your pattern or what the next stitch that you would work would be different than what I'm working on camera. You're going to end with the same stitches. It's going to be a little different than, so for instance, I would say this is the one we work on camera. For like at the end of round 1, 2, at the end of round 3, or round 2 rather, pardon me, you would slip stitch to the chains, the first cluster, slip stitch into the chain 2, work the cluster. Whereas if you didn't turn, you would slip stitch into the cluster, chain 2, and then work the next stitch, which I believe, it's really hard to do in my mind, on camera, I believe would actually be the same. There would be certain rows where it's not the same. That's what I'm trying to get at. Anyway, super easy block, very pretty stitch pattern. So if you put the blocks together, see the shape it creates. Let me try to see what I got on camera here. The shape it creates between the squares. So if you had a bunch of these and you stitch them together, oh man, that would be very pretty. So my plan is, in the future, at some point, I really do want to make an Afghan out of that. Maybe a baby set, like a layette set. I'd have to see. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys this block I decided to design. I needed some filler tutorials because I've got some important things coming up. We're going to Maui, graduation, potential surgery, kids to college. So I needed some filler tutorials. So that's why I've got these next 2 weeks with blocks. Anyway, get your guys' supplies together. Like I said, whatever yarn you want to use, whatever hook you want to use. And then obviously, you know, you'll need your essentials, your needle to weave in your ends and your scissors. And that's it. Get your supplies together and let's get started. Alrighty, so to get started, let's get a slip knot on our hook, plenty of yarn, or plenty of a tail to weave in. I need to adjust my camera just a tad. There we go. Okay. Now, to get started, we're going to start with a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to come down and slip stitch into that first chain to form a ring. Now this ring is a little tighter, so if you want to get your fingertips in there so you can get a good feel of where the ring is that we just created. So what I just did is I pulled that tail to tighten that chain that we slip stitched into. So there's our ring. So into our ring and over our tail, we're going to work 12 double crochet. So we're going to chain 1 just to get us to the height, and now we work the 12 double over the tail and into our ring. So make sure you get in your ring. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to scooch this over. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one more is 12. So there's our 12 double crochet. So I'm going to double count. Here's the top of our first double. You can tell because it's the larger one. See the little bitty chain one right there? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right there's 11 and there's 12. So we are going to slip stitch to that very first double crochet. Pull that tail tight, close that ring. We'll weave that in later. And now we are going to chain 2 and turn our work. Now, like I said in the beginning of the video, the reason why we turn our work is because if we don't, the cross in the center is going to lay slightly cockeyed to the side. So these stitches, if you look, our clusters, see how these kind of lean this way? This row kind of leans this way. This row kind of leans this way. If you didn't turn after each round, what would happen is that this cross would just slowly keep going this way. But since we're turning it, so it's going a little this way, a little back, a little this way, and then when we turn these, next couple rows, it goes this way, and then we don't turn, so then they stay nice and straight. You see how the cross is, centered in the square? And, like I said, you don't have to turn every round. I just highly recommend it because it comes out looking a little odd if you don't. But here is a little trick I want to show you for stitch stitch identification and or, just being able to see where you need to work. Where you need to go is, work this next stitch is what I'm trying to say. So what I want you to do is just get a piece or a strand of yarn that's a different color than what you're working with, and into the double crochet that we just slip stitched into, just pull that strand through there, okay? And now let's get back on our work, and we just slip stitch, chain 2, and now we turn our work. Well, now, you know, without that different colored yarn, it's kind of like, holy cow, where do we go? Right there. We go right where that different colored yarn is coming out of. So we are going to be working over the slip stitch that we just worked into that stitch, right? So right here's the slip stitch. When we turn, right here is the side of the slip stitch. That's what we're going to be working over to go into the stitch that we marked. All right, so we are going to work a beginning 3 double crochet cluster. So what is that? Well, basically what that is a normal 3 double crochet cluster starts with the beginning of 3 double crochets, right? Well, the beginning 3 double crochet cluster has a little fake one right there, and that's what that chain 2 is. So we're going to have the beginning of 3 double crochets technically, but what we actually are going to have is a chain 2 and then the beginning of 2 double crochets. So what I want you to do is get that other strand of yarn out of the way, and we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch where our different colored yarn is coming from, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. So technically we have 2, but what we really have is just that chain 2 and the beginning of 1. Yarn over, go right back in there again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 3 loops on our hook, and we have the beginning of 1, 2, 3 double crochet, but technically what we have is a chain 2. That's like a faux double, like a fake double right there. So 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through 3. And that is our beginning 3 double crochet cluster. We're going to chain 1, and you can get this out of the way now if you need to, because we're done with it for now. We're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster into the next double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go into the next, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1. So there's 1, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. There's 2, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. There's the beginning of 3 double crochet. And I said 1 right there, but what I meant is to pull through 2. We have the first. Sorry. All right, so we have the beginning of 3 double crochets, 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, and that's our 3 double crochet cluster. Now do you see what I meant when I said we have like a fake one with that chain 2 on the beginning 3 double crochet cluster, but on the actual 3 double crochet cluster we have the beginning of 3 doubles. The only difference between these two, there are 2 differences. This first fake beginning double is just a chain 2, and when we end the stitch, we actually pull yarn over and pull through 3 loops on our hook. With the actual 3 double crochet cluster, we have the beginning of 3 double crochets, and there's 4 loops on our hook. That's the only difference. All right, so now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster into the next double crochet. 1, 2, 3. 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4. Let me see here. I gotta read my chicken scratch. Okay, so now we're gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that creates our first corner. All right, so now into the next stitch, or into the next double crochet, I should say. We're gonna work the 3 double crochet cluster again. 1, 2, 3, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1. jump to the next double, 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster into the next double, 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. All right, now we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our second corner. All right, now we come down and work a 3 double crochet cluster into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster into the next. 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4, and now we chain 5 for our third corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we have 3 double crochet left. We come down, 3 double crochet cluster into the next double, 2, 3, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4, chain 1 into the next, second to last, with another 3 double crochet cluster, 4 loops, pull through all 4, chain 1, and into our last double crochet, 1 more 3 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4 loops, yarn over, pull through all 4, and now we need to chain 4 to get that fourth corner, or I'm sorry, chain 5 to get our fourth corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to come down, and the top of our beginning cluster is what we're going to slip stitch into. And looking at it from this way, it's sticking out right at us. It's right there. It's going to be super easy to see because the rest of the stitches are turned. So what we actually see is the back loop, the back bump of a chain, and then down in here is the back bump of another chain, but we can't see it. So what we have looking right at us, the big stitch right here, is the top of the beginning cluster that we're going to slip stitch into. So slip stitch right in there, and that ends, there we go, that ends round 2. So obviously this is going to be the front of our square, so we're not going to see the back of the first round of doubles. Okay, so now to move on to round 3, we are going to slip stitch right into that next chain 1 space. Just jump right over there and slip stitch. Let me turn my page. Oop, I bumped my camera. I'm sorry. Stop shaking. Okay, so now we are going to chain 2 and turn. Well, wait a minute. Before we turn, let's go ahead and add that different colored yarn strand so we know where we're going to work into. We're going to work right into the same chain 2 space that we just slip stitched into. There we go. All right, now we can turn. So chain 2, turn, and right back into that chain space that we slip stitched into, we're going to work a beginning 4 double crochet cluster. So again, we've already got our fake one right here. So now we need to have 4 total. So now what we're going to do is add 1 more beginning double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go right in there. So we have 1, so technically we have 2. There's 2, so technically we have 3. We need 1 more. So technically we have the beginning of 4 double crochet, but it's actually just 3 in our fake one, our chain 2. We have 4 loops on our hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 4. And that's our beginning 4 double crochet cluster. Okay, so now we chain 2, and we're going to jump to that chain 5, and we're going to work 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 2. And now we can just work the regular, excuse me, the regular 4 double crochet cluster. So for the rest of this block, we're not going to be working the 3 double crochet cluster. We're going to be working the 4 double now. So into that chain 1, so between our clusters, so if you pull these apart, see the 2 holes that we have right here? There's our chain 1 spaces. Into the first chain 1 space, we're going to work a 4 double crochet cluster. So same thing, we're just adding 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 1 more for 4. So now we have 5 loops on our hook. Yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 1, jump to that next chain 1 space. Work the 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, and 1 more for 4. 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, and chain 2, jump to our chain 5 space, and we work the 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 2, jump to that chain 1 space and work our 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, nope, 4. 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 1. Go to the next chain 1 space, 4 double crochet cluster again. 2, 3, and 1 more. 4, 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 2. Jump to the chain 5 space and let's work 5 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not coming through. Okay, chain 2. Jump to that next chain 1 space and work our 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 1, 4 double crochet cluster into the next chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook, pull through all 5, chain 2, and 5 double crochet into our chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 2, and now we're coming to the end and we only have one more chain 1 space, because this is, you know, we started the round with our first cluster. So into the chain 1 space, 4 double crochet cluster, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, pull through all 5, chain 1, and we're going to slip stitch to the beginning cluster. So like I said earlier, you know, to see the top, all you have to do is just rotate that a tad bit, and the big stitch pointing, looking right at you, is the top of our cluster that we slip stitch into. Just like that. And that is round 3. 1, 2, 3. And this round is a little harder to see our corners because we've got all those double crochets in there. Go ahead and pull this guy out. Okay, it's shocking to say today is May 5th and it is like 40 degrees outside. It is so cold. That's why my hands are red and they're all wrinkly because they're cold. Okay. So to move on to round 4, we're going to slip stitch into the chain 2 space, chain 1, and turn our work. So this time you don't have to mark that chain 2 space with your different colored yarn because it's pretty obvious to see where we're going, right? Okay, so we are going to go right into that chain 2 space with 1 double crochet. Right in there, just like that. It's going to look a little wonky because it's, you know, that chain 1 is turned. All right, so we're going to chain 2 into the chain 1 space. We're going to work a 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 2, into the chain 2 space, we are going to work 1, wait a minute, I have written down 1 double crochet, but I didn't. Yeah, that's right, 1 double crochet. That seemed odd. 1 double. I'm going to double check that just a second. Okay, that is right. It's just, it seemed a little odd in my, like I said, this is all chicken scratch. It just seemed odd right here. That's 1 double. Okay, so 1 double into the chain 2 space. And then we're going to double crochet into the next 2 double. 1 and 2. Into the next double, we're going to work 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more in there for 5. Double into the next 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. I thought I split that. Double into the chain 2. Chain 2 into the chain 1 space with 1 4 double crochet cluster. 2, 3, and at 4. 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 2, into the chain 2 space, 1 double, 1 double into the next 2 double crochet, 1 and 2, 5 double into the next double, 1, 2, 3, 4, scooch that over a little bit, 5, double into the next 2 double, 1 and 2, double into that chain 2, chain 2, and now we're going to jump over to that chain 1 and work a 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, and 1 more, 4. 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 2 into the chain 2 space with 1 double, double into the next 2 double, 1, 2, 5 double crochet into the next double, don't yarn over twice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more, 5, double into the next 2 double, and then double into that chain 2 space. All right, we're almost done with this round. Oh, look how pretty that is. So this is the back of our block, because our tail from the very beginning. It's very pretty. Okay, chain 2 into that chain 1 space between our clusters. Work the 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 2, jump to that chain 2 space, 1 double, double into the next 2, 5 double into the next double, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, double into the next 2, and we started the row with our 1 double crochet into the chain 2. So all we got to do is slip stitch to the top of the first double, which is a little wonky to see, but the big stitch pointing right at you, that's what we're going to slip stitch into. Just like that. And that's the end of round 4. Now we're going to slip stitch into that chain 2 space, chain 1, and we're going to turn. So again, you don't need to mark that chain space. I mean, you can kind of see that, but if you give your block a stretch, move all these stitches around, you can see that really pretty cross. All right, so to move on to round 5, turn my pattern. get some slack while I'm at it. Oh, sorry. I hate it when I do that. I don't mean to bump it. Okay, we are going to go right back into that chain 2 space with 2 double crochet. So just yarn over and go right in there with 2 double. It's going to look a little wonky with that first one. Okay, so now we're going to double crochet into the next 4 double. So we have oh, I forgot to yarn over. So we need to make sure we get into the top of this double. So we yarn over and just follow it up and go right in there with a double. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I should have said this. This first double is going to be a little tougher to work into. 1, because, you know, trying to find the top of the stitch. But 2, you're actually going to be working over a slip stitch also. Because remember, we slip stitched into the first double and then slip stitched into the chain 2. So when you work into the top of that double, it's going to be a little tight because it's going to be a slip stitch. Just all you need to do, see the legs of that double? Just follow it up and go right into it, right into the top of it. If you're off a tad bit, it's not going to hurt anything. Nobody's going to notice, just as long as you are into the top of that work right there. Okay, so then double into that and then double into the next 3. So you should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 doubles right here. All right, so into, oh, another knot. All right, so now what we're going to work is our new corner. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, skip the next double crochet. Into the next double, we're going to work a 4 double crochet cluster. So skip this one into the next one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 3, skip the next double, 4 double crochet cluster. No, I'm sorry. We work the cluster, chain 3, skip the next double, and now we double into the next 4. I thought that looked funny. So you skip, double into the next 4. Skip. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's our new corner. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. Okay, so now we 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space. My cat is behind me digging at her ear and it threw me off. I was listening to her. Double crochet into the top of our 4 double crochet cluster, and what I want you to do is just rotate your work, and if you see the top of that big stitch right there, that's our cluster. So we're going to double crochet right into there. So if what you're looking at is the back of a cluster, right? So this is our 4 double crochet cluster, and this is the back of it. So what I want you to do, if you come to the top of it and then slightly to the left, there's going to be a hole. And right there is where we work into. And then you have your back of your chain, back of your chain. See the back loop right there and then right there. Okay, so now into the chain 2, we work 2 double. 1 and 2. Okay, so now we double into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 3, skip 1 double into the next with the 4 double crochet cluster. 2, 3, 4, 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 3, skip 1, double into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 double crochet into the chain 2. And now we're to the next cluster that we double crochet into the top of. So I'm going to show you without working it first. The back of our cluster is facing us. So just follow all of these stitches, all of these legs right here, just follow it up. Slightly to the left, there's a hole right in the top of there. And that's the top of our stitch, the top of the cluster. And that's where we're going to double crochet right into the top of that. And now we have the 2 chains, and you can see your back loop here, and then here's the back loop on this one's a little bigger than that one. Go right into there with 2 double. All right, now we double into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chain 3. Skip the next double, 4 double crochet cluster into the next. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 3. I need to get myself some slack again. Okay, so we skip the next double, double into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2 double into that chain 3, or I'm sorry, 2 double into the chain 2. 1, 2, double into the top of that cluster. So just all of the legs of these stitches right here, just follow it up, and slightly to the left there's going to be a little hole, and that's the top of our stitch. 2 double into the next chain 2, double into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 3, skip 1, I have a cat here. 4 double crochet cluster into the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 loops, yarn over, pull through all 5, chain 3. Skip 1, double crochet into the next 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 double crochet into the chain 2, 1, 2, and then into the top of our cluster, 1 double. So if you find all your legs, follow those legs up slightly to the left. There's the top of our stitch. I always forget to yarn over. Yarn over and double crochet into the top of your cluster. And there you are. That is the end of round 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so right here, the big old stitch looking at us, right there, there's the top of our first double crochet. So go ahead and slip stitch into the top of that double, just like that. And now you may want to bring back that scrap strand of yarn, and I'm going to go right into the same double that we just slip stitched into. I'm going to pull this different color through there so I can find that stitch, because we got to turn again. All right, so we're going to chain 1 and turn. And for round 6, we're going to double crochet right back in there. So yarn over and just kind of pull that out of the way and go right back in there with a double. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and get him out of here. Now we're going to double crochet into each of these doubles until we get to that chain 3 space, okay? So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I need some slack. All right, hold on just a second. Okay, now I got a good pile. All right, so double crochet to the chain 3 space. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2, into the chain 3 space. We're going to work a 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the next chain 3 space, 4 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Chain 2, and now we double crochet all the way across these. And there should be 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect. All right, so this is the first round that I'm actually going to let you guys work off camera because it's a little easier. All you're going to do is double crochet into the next 13, chain 2, 4 double crochet cluster into your chain 3 space, chain 5, 4 double crochet cluster into your chain 3, chain 2, double crochet across the 13, chain 2, 4 double crochet cluster, chain 5, 4 double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet across your 13 double. Okay, so I think you guys can handle that on your own. If you can't, if you need help at all, you can rewind the video or shoot me an email. My email address is in the description box and I will help you out. We will get it together. All right, so go ahead and I'll say it one more time. After this 4 double crochet cluster, chain 2, double crochet in 13, chain 2, 4 double crochet cluster, chain 5, 4 double crochet cluster, chain 2, and then you just do that over again, double crochet into the 13. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get my round 6 done off camera, and we have 2 more rounds, and I promise you it gets a lot easier. All right, so I'm going to get my round 6 done, and I will be right back. Alrighty, so I have repeated that, and I'm ending on I chain 2 and a double crochet into the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, and then here's the last one for 5. So I'm going to double check that we have 13 across here, just like we do on this side, and this side. Oop. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whew, good deal. Kind of got a little scared there for a minute. Okay, so I get back on my hook. We're going to slip stitch to that first double. So it's the big old top of the stitch pointing right at us. Slip stitch right in there. I'm going to chain 1 and then one last time we're going to turn. This is the last time we turn, so I'm going to mark that double. And if you've been following with me and turning for each of these rounds, we should have at the end of round 6, I could get my work on my hand, there we go. The back of our block should be facing us. So for this last turn, the front of the block, so there's no tail, the front of the block should be facing us. Okay, so for round 7, we are going to go right back into that same double crochet and slip stitch. I'm sorry. Double crochet, not slip stitch. So we slip stitched to end the round, chain 1, turn, and we're going to go right back in there with the double. There is my double. So you can get rid of this guy. We don't need him anymore. Now we're going to double crochet into the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space. 1, 2, double crochet into the top of that cluster. So again, find all of these legs, follow it up, and then slightly to the left, there's a hole. And if you just kind of pull it, right there, it pops open. Right in there. I didn't yarn over. Yarn over and go in there with a double. Now into our chain 5 space, we're going to work 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 2, 3, go right back in there, 3 double. 1, 2, 3. Double crochet into the top of that cluster. Remember, just follow all these stitches up, or you can just give it a little bit of a pull, and right there. 2 double into the chain 2, and then we double crochet across these 13 double. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And then we just start that all over again. 2 double crochet into the chain 2, double into the top of that cluster, into the chain 5 with 3 double, 2, 3, chain 3, right back in there with 3 double. I got a big old knot coming out again. One more. Okay. Double into the top of the cluster, 2 double into the chain 2, and then double crochet across your 13. Okay, so again, I'm going to let you guys work this off camera, and I will get mine done off camera. So you double crochet across these 13, 2 double into the chain 2, come right up here, see that little hole right there? Double crochet into the top of that cluster, 3 double, chain 3, 3 double into your chain 5. Double into the top of that cluster, 2 double into your chain 2, double crochet across your 13. 2 double into the chain 2, 1 double into the top of the cluster, 3 double, chain 3, 3 double into your chain 5. And just repeat that around, and I will meet you on these last few double, okay? So I'll get mine done off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so I worked that all the way around, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochet left to double crochet into. So I'm going to work these last 7. Like I said in the intro, if you guys can hear all of the backup beepers and the construction going on across the street, I apologize. They're going to be there for quite a while. All right, so now we are back to the beginning. The top of that first double crochet is right there. Slip stitch, and that is the end of round 7. So we are going to start round 8, and that is the last round of our block. We chain 1, no turning, double crochet right back into that same double that you just slip stitched into. And now we are going to double crochet into the next 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One, 2, actually I'm not going to make you guys watch me. I'm going to get those doubles done and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I double crocheted into those 11, into the chain 3, we're going to work 5 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and now we just double crochet all the way across these. There should be 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Good deal. So crochet, double crochet across 25, 5 double crochet into the chain 3, double crochet into 25, 5 double crochet into the 23, or the chain 3, double crochet across your 25, 5 into the chain 3, and then I will meet you on these last few double crochet, okay? So you guys can work that off camera. It's the last round. Yay! All right, so I will get mine done and I will be right back. Okay, so I worked that around, and to end, you should have 13 double crochet left. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I had just counted before I came back on camera, and then I was like, wait a minute, did I say 13? All right, so I'm going to double crochet into these last 13. 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys do not want to watch me do this. Just a second. Okay, so I did those last 13. Now we slip stitch to the first double. Chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut because we are done. We finally have our block done. All right, so you should have, okay, let me rephrase that. All right, so for our 5 double in the corner right there, well, in each corner, so you want the middle double. So you should have, out of these 5 double, 2 stitches are dedicated to this side, 2 stitches are dedicated to this side, which leaves that middle one that can be used for connecting your squares when you stitch your squares together. So I am going to leave the middle one and then the remaining 2 out of this count, and on the same thing on this square. So you should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me start that over. I looked away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So you should have 29 dedicated for this side, 1 for connecting, 29 down this side, 1 for connecting, and then 29 down that side. Perfect! And look how pretty that is. I love this square. I think this is so great. All right, guys. That is the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss what's next. My cat is meowing. And leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys thought of this block. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.